What was some of the most memorable experiences you have?
Well, we had a lot of them.
Tell them about learning to swim. Those poor guys.
That was scary for people that didn't know how to swim. When we were in boot camp, everybody had to jump in the deep end of the 12-foot end of the pool, swimming pool. And these poor guys that didn't know how to swim, it worried them to death, and I could see why. I was lucky I knew how to swim. I wasn't a good swimmer, but I could stay on top of the water and get out of it. But these guys jumped off and they were scared to death, and you couldn't blame them, because a lot of times, well, they'd go down and they'd come up and they'd paddling around and hollering for help, and they'd go down again. The lifeguard sometimes took their time to go after them. So it wasn't a very pleasant experience for them.
Some of them got sick, you said.
Yeah.
Water was that cold? Really? I'm guessing most of them learn how to swim, though.
Yeah, it is.
That's not how I learned to swim. Any other memorable experiences?
What?
Any other memorable experiences?
Oh, I had one when we were going out. I was a radioman, but we took turns on a wheel watch, and we'd go out under the bridge, San Francisco Bridge, and head out in the ocean. And we took a wheel watch, and the wheel was operated electronically, but you still turned it, and down in the motor room they had electric motors on it to turn the rudder. Okay. But anyway, we'd gone out, we'd gone about a little ways past the Golden Gate Bridge, and all of a sudden it started going around in a circle. The rudder stuck. And the captain got all excited and started screaming and hollering, what's the matter with you? What are you doing? And I told him, I don't know. I said, it won't work. so then they stopped the ship, and they went down in the motor room, and they operated manually then.
Really?
But it kind of scared me a little bit, because I would be yelling at me like that.
How would you guys have fun back home, even when you weren't in combat?
We didn't have no television, anything when we got married. No automatic washer, dryer, nothing. And we played cards, a lot of cards.
Really?
The kids in the evening, different games. Sit there and play.
The different positions on your ship, you say? Like deck watch and wheel watch and radio watch?
Yeah, that.
You had different positions.
Oh yeah, and then we had to have deck watch at night when everybody was in the bunk, and I had deck watch one night when we pulled a harbor at was it Portland, Oregon? Wherever it was, I'm not sure it was Portland, but they had a terrific tide there. They didn't tell me about that tide, and the tide was going out, and see, we had the ship snugged up to the harbor there. And all of a sudden, everything started popping, and boy, one of the chief bosun mate came out and said, "What in the world's going on there?" He says, "You got to loosen those ropes." We were ropes tied around the pier, you know, and they were getting pretty tight. So they didn't tell me. I didn't know about that tide. All I did was walk back and forth on the deck.
So you were in Portland, Oregon at the time?
Pardon me?
You were in Portland, Oregon?
I think it was Portland.
Where all did you go? Were you along the coast?
San Francisco, the Tiburon, and I think, I'm sure we were at Astoria, and I think it was Portland where that.
And what was the whole?
No, wait a minute. It was Portland. Astoria is more on the ocean, or right on the ocean, at the mouth of the Columbia River. And Portland's more inland, so I guess, I'm not sure, but I guess maybe it was Astoria, Oregon.
What was the whole point of the deck watch? What were you watching for?
Was it like a guard? See if anything happens, anything, like loosening the ropes so the ship don't get hung up on the pier.
Did anything ever happen when you or any of your friends were on deck watch?
What happened? Anything
happen while you were
No, nothing too exciting. That was about as exciting as it got for me.
What was just the daily life while serving in the Navy?
Well, if you stood your watch, whatever your watch was, you had to stand watches. A radio watch. I had a radio watch on the ship, and other guys had a deck watch, and we had a regular routine. The meal times were regular, and by the way, we had good food. We had about the best food in the Navy. They claimed because of the work ship.
Well, that's lucky.
On Friday we had baked ham, candied sweet potatoes. I always remember the candied sweet potatoes, raisin gravy, and cooked cabbage. And it was good. It was delicious. We had a black man from Tennessee and a white cook from Kansas City, and between those two, they put on a heck of a meal all the time. We were lucky for far as food was concerned.
Yeah, no kidding.